I'm not insane!
Still, Army doesn't stop, so.
Nope, Army never quits. That's because they're that strong.
That's right.
And welcome back to another episode of Campfire Thoughts. Around the campfire today, we have my good friend, Mason Steel. Mason is joining us via Discord through... where are you at right now, Mason?
I'm in Fort Gordon, Georgia.
Georgia. All the way down there. What is your ranking in the Army? I know that you are current active duty, right?
Correct.
So what's your current rank?
My current rank is Private PVT, also known as, through the military side, is E1. I should be getting an E2 hopefully soon, which is also private, but it's just known as PV2.
So it's just like a smaller upgrade. It's like here's a pay raise, and you go from the downstairs to the upstairs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I get a little bit more benefits, but I'm still in TRADOC, aka training. So I'm learning how to be a 25 Bravo. For those that don't know what that is, it's IT specialist basically.
Oh, so you're going in for IT. That's fun.
That's right.
You're going to be hacking across the entire world.
Yeah, I'll be doing mostly security, like computer security and stuff like that. But I'm doing it so I can, hopefully, make video games down the road. Because that is one of my dream jobs when I'm out of the Army. So.
It does sound like a lot of fun. That's something I tried getting into when I was young, but just never got the act for it. Always just the funny guy, never the creative guy.
Yeah.
So with being in the military, how different has it been during this whole COVID thing? Were you active when the virus started happening?
I've been active before then, but up there we keep rolling. We do PT every day. When most people shouldn't. We are always outside when people aren't.
Are you guys having to stand 6 feet apart while you guys are doing PT?
That's right. Yeah, that's how we do it. I got mass formations. We still go to school.
Are you guys having to wear masks all the time when you go work out and stuff?
Yeah, early in the morning, 4:30.
Do you have to wear the same mask throughout the day?
No, my company doesn't wear masks, but other ports around the United States do wear masks. But my company does not wear masks unless if you are, sick, but you are actually known as sick.
Are you guys having to do the whole temperature places? I know there's a whole bunch of companies out here like Walmart now. When you go into a Walmart, they make you wear a mask and they check your temperature before you go in. Is any of your company or other divisions that are near you doing that?
When we go to the store, or we go to the PX, that's for a military store. It's basically your military Walmart. You're required to wear a mask, but you do not get your temperature checked.
Huh, that's interesting. It's crazy how the military is doing everything a little bit different than everybody else in the U.S., but I mean everybody else is also doing something different than anybody else.
Yeah, and to my knowledge, Georgia just lifted their ban too, but the Army's different from Georgia, so we still follow the Army rules. And, that's what we gotta do.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't even know that they lifted the ban. I was hearing rumors that there was a whole bunch of places that are lifting the ban, and Colorado was one of those, but they were like, no, it's we're getting worse and worse every day. We're getting like at least like 50 to 100 dead people a day still.
Yeah, yeah, I heard about that. It's not, it's not good to have. You know.
Have you been watching the current infecting and death toll that is in Georgia?
I've been keeping an eye on it. It's been fairly on it's growing. It's like Colorado, it's growing,
Has it
but
started to slow down?
I'm not sure. I haven't actually looked at it this week. I'll probably check it out tomorrow. But been focused on school and all of that army mess.
So what do you do in
but
your free time during this? Besides, going to school and all that, like what during your downtime, what are you able to do?
I just sit down, play video games, and hang out with my boys. That's what I do.
What have we been playing lately?
I've been playing a variety of games. The main ones I've been playing, it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Neo 2, let's see here, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and some other ones. I've been playing a variety of games.
So it's all just a whole bunch of PlayStation games that you've been playing?
Yeah, that's true.
That's still fun. You haven't been getting back into the mobile Call of Duty?
No, not really.
See, that game was very popular for like 3 months, and then it just kind of dropped off of the face of the earth.
Yeah, I played it past the 3 months part, but I viewed Call of Duty Mobile as like kind of like Black Ops 2, but like not really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun, but not enough to keep me there.
Yeah, I discussed this in my last podcast. I was talking to my friend Seth about how video games have just been copy and pasting the same thing over and over again, and it seems that with the Battle Royale that kind of came out with Fortnite, that everybody just kind of gave up on it, and they were just like, the only way we're going to make money is if we make Battle Royales.
Yeah. Yeah, I really disagree with that, formula that they do with the Battle Royales. It's like, you can't really rely on Battle Royales. Because, you look at Ubisoft games, they're doing fine without making Battle Royale games. And yet I've never seen Ubisoft make a Battle Royale game yet.
See, we just need the next Left 4 Dead 2. We've all been waiting for it. We all want it really bad. We just need that Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, I agree. And, we got Predator that just came out, and that looks pretty good. It's asymmetric multiplayer, and you got somebody playing as Predator, and then you have 4 heroes trying to take down Predator.
But isn't it going to be like the exact same thing that Friday the 13th was? Remember that game with Jason Voorhees? You're a slaughterer going around and like 5 people kill you?
Mm-hmm. I'm well aware about that formula, but from what I've seen online, the Predator game, it allows you, if you're not playing as a Predator, you're able to actually, survive and not be overwhelmed by, that pure full force.
Yeah.
So.
Well, have you been home at all since this has all happened?
I've been home back in December for Christmas. In fact, I did see you during that time period.
Oh, that was the only last time that you were out?
Yeah, it was, because that was what the Army calls I forget what it was called. A holiday blockade, that's right. HBO, that's what we call it here in the Army. So, we get a few, 2 weeks off, come home for the holidays, spend time with family, and then we go straight back to work. So, yeah, but that was the last time I got to be home. It was HBO. About 2 weeks back home.
Well, that's kind of sad. I do miss you, buddy. Me and Mason.
Too, buddy.
we worked together for a little bit in the last place I was working at, and he decided to go off to the army and enlisted. He deployed out, and I saw him in Christmas, but we only saw for like an hour or two.
It was like more like 2 hours, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was well worth the visit, though. I enjoyed it a lot.
Big trust on that. Big trust.
All right.
So, how do you feel about rap metal?
It's actually, in my opinion, it's actually getting better.
Yeah.
I don't know, that might surprise you, but, artists like, IMJ Hill that does, like, metal vocals with his raps. I'm sure you've heard of those, because I did turn you on to him.
Yeah, you did turn me on to IMJ Kill. And I can say that he does have some fire metal vocals in his rap.
Yeah. And then also found this new artist called Omen 13, and he does he's more on the rap side, but he does have a very dark theme to his raps, and I do like that. I've been listening to some Ghost Main, some Suicide Boys, and all that, and I'm enjoying it.
Well, I see on your Facebook that, or not your Facebook, but your Instagram stories, you like to use those like dark figure or filters, and then you'll put on one of Omen 13 songs, and sometimes they're real catchy and real good, but like he's just like Jake Hill, he has those songs where, wow, this is really good, but then he also has those songs where it's like, this is way too much auto-tune and just effect, and I'm just not about it. But I wanted to ask you about, or one band specifically, I should say. I sent it to you in the Discord, so if you look in your chat below, there's a YouTube link. Would you be able to click that while still being on the phone with me and listen to it? I think we lost him. So for everybody else, I believe he's now looking at the video. If you go on to youtube.com, you look up Dropout Kings Glitch Gang. They are off of Stay Sick Records and also Napalm Records as well. There we go. So you have heard Dropout Kings before, right?
Yes, I have.
And how do you feel about them?
They actually weren't that bad. I was actually surprised by the level of talent they have. Ranging from rap and metal.
See, they classify themselves as new metal, but I don't actually believe that they're new metal. I feel like they're a little bit of rap mixed with like post-hardcore metalcore, and a little bit of gent, to be honest.
And I actually agree with that too. Actually, because they have that entire spectrum, and I appreciate that kind of level of verticality within metal and rap. That they're able to switch with rap and metal and actually make it work.
And did you see that who produced the music video for Glitch Gang?
I did not actually.
So this video was produced by Stay Sick Records. I think that they recently just signed to Stay Sick because they were on Napalm Records for 2 of their albums. I think they did an album and an EP, but now they have 2 songs, Virus and Glitch Gang, which are both on Stay Sick.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to look at some of those other songs. So.
And you know who owns Stay Sick Records, right?
I do. I didn't know that they were signed by them and the video was done by them.
To be honest, I didn't really think that Stay Sick was actually being taken as a legit record label. I've heard a couple of the artists that are on there, and they're not really all that good, to be honest.
I agree with you on that one, too. Because Dropout Kings, and they're pretty good.
Like, some of the Franzilla songs are kind of good. Like, that Pizza song that he came out with wasn't that bad, but it just wasn't good enough for me to be like, you know what? This record slaps.
Yeah, I haven't heard that song, but I have to check that one out.
You haven't heard of Pizza?
No, I haven't yet.
It's kind of ridiculous. it's really just Franzilla expressing his love for pizza. And towards the end of it, he just says, "Pineapple on pizza? Ugh!" He's like, "That's gross." And I just don't get that. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I mean, not really. It's not my preferred, but my girlfriend, her, Jalissa, she likes pineapple on her pizzas, and if she has it on there, I don't mind it. So.
I mean, I feel like it's the best thing in the world. You got the saltiness, you got the sweetness, you got that little bit of acidity. Then, like, when it's getting toasted in the oven, sometimes it comes out a little bit burnt and you get, like, this caramelization on top of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more of a meat lovers guy, I like my pepperoni, sausage, and bacon.
You just like various forms of meat.
Yeah.
Like,
you're not making a joke out of that, are you?
I mean, that's why you joined the army, right? Is just to be surrounded by different cuts of meat.
Right. If I was to do that, I would join the
Navy. The Navy or the Marines?
Yeah. We all have one friend. You and I both have a friend that's in the Marines.
Shout out to Travis. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it onto this podcast. We were going to have him on, but potentially we're going to try again next week for him. And shout out also to Seth. He couldn't make it here today. He unfortunately has a busy schedule, so just want to give shouts to both of them. Also, shout out to Mason's roommates. They're
being quiet, but yeah, they're here.
They're enduring Mason going on and on and on about random stuff that he hears over a phone.
Yeah.
Well, how about we start talking about some scary stories?
Sounds good to me. You got anything? You got any scary stories?
I have an incident that we can talk about, but I wanted to ask you to go for it and tell me your scary story. Confess it into the campfire.
What do you want to know? I got a few like ghost stories that are back in basic.
In basic? Ooh. So what happened in basic?
Well, there's one that we heard, because I was part of Echo 210, Echo Mustangs in Fort Leonard Wood. That was my small little unit that I was part of for basic training. But we also had our neighbors, Charlie Company, Charlie 210. And we heard their building was haunted, and there was multiple suicides in that building. And I wanted to kind of know what was going on, and I asked somebody before going on HBO what the hell was going on in Charlie 210. He was like, the guy I was sitting next on the bus on the way back home. He tells me that some people there witness shadows, like poltergeists. Poltergeists will wake them up in the middle of the night, and they'll just see this shadowy figure standing above them. And the shadowy figure will sometimes just stare at them, or even attempt to choke them.
It even chokes them?
Even tried to choke them, they'll jump right at them. And I was like, that's wild.
So did you ever get to witness one yourself? Did you ever go out of your housing facility while...
No, I actually haven't, but I do have a story from Echo 210 that I've heard from 2nd Platoon, and I was from 4th Platoon. So, but for that story, I found out near the end of basic, and some of the guys I talked to, they found it. I forget what the guy's name was, but it was just a name tape of some guy. And they're like, "Oh, that's wild. Somebody lost their name tape." And then they found another piece of object with that person's name, later in the date, later in the training. We're like, okay, this is a little weird. Why are we finding this? And then in the forge, they found a hat with that person's name tape on it as well. So they think that this person went missing or something, and decided to say, fuck it, I'm gonna lose everything. And once they found that third piece, lights started flickering in that bay, in that sleep bay, and people were getting freaked out. And I was like, all right, y'all just, poking the devil at this point.
Yeah,
but that's what I got.
Yeah, because I know that you're not really too big of a skeptical when it comes to ghost stuff. I know we would watch Nuke's Top 5 at work together, and you would just be like, nope, nah, I'm out.
Yeah, like if it's like too serious, like, oh hell no, I'll go out, get a drink of water, talk to some customers.
Yeah, because you're the first to cower away from that stuff. I know you don't like the ghosts all that much.
I'm more like it doesn't bother me. It's more like if it's like hanging off the walls, I'll be like, oh, that's a little creepy. I might have to back away from that one. It's like so much only guy can do.
So since you're in Georgia, do you ever hear like Native Americans, like the ghost of Native Americans, or like drums in the background?
I can't say I have.
You can't say?
I can't say I haven't heard any of those.
Well, have you ever been in Colorado and heard that?
And I heard those. No, I haven't really experienced any actual ghost hauntings. I have to say the closest I've been to ghosts were probably in Fort Leonard.
I mean, if you want one of my ghost stories, you can go back into the podcast. I have a couple of I've already shared, but what I wanted to talk about was some native ghost story stuff.
Please do tell.
Sorry, I'm bringing the mic a little closer. I'm trying not to be like really loud with it.
Please tell me about these ghosts.
So,
I'm excited here.
Have you ever been to Third Bridge, Mason?
I can't say I have.
So, for those that don't...
I've heard of hauntings there, though.
Yeah, you've heard the stories of Third Bridge?
Mm-hmm.
You went to Smoky Hill, right?
Yeah, I went to Smoky Hill.
So you had to have had a lot of people that you were working around with that were just like, oh yeah, we went to Third Bridge last night and it was so scary. We heard things in the background.
Yeah.
Well, for those that don't know, Third Bridge is a bridge that connects two parts of Colorado together. It's a very, very rural and flat landscape out in the middle of nowhere. It connects the very edges of Aurora to Kiowa, which is, I think it's 25 miles southwest of Aurora, which is where the Kiowa County leads. And the separation is the creek that surrounds there. So, have you ever heard of the story on why people think that it's haunted?
No, I have not.
So it was said that when the settlers started coming through and claiming lands, they got to the Colorado Territory in between Kansas and Colorado, and they had a giant massacre that killed over 6,000 Native Americans. And they all came out to this one place, which is the Kiowa Creek, where the bridge is. There was no bridge at the time, of course. It was just a creek that they would meet up at. But it was a nice, very flat land, so they can go and build the teepees. They can do cattle raising there. But some villagers, or some settlers came in and started settling up about 2 miles out from their postings near the bridge. And during the night, the Native Americans planned out a ambush to go and try flanking them, right? So, of course, in culture for Native Americans, they are going to do some type of war cry and war dance into battle, even though it is an ambush. So they started carrying hand drums as they're walking down, beating on the drums very ominously and slowly as they had some of their other like arrowmen and archers go around and start to set up. But due to the drums playing, it gave the settlers enough time to gather up their weaponry and slaughter out an entire colony of Native American settlers.
That's interesting.
So now, when people go out to this place, they start to think that they hear things, they see things. One of the things is they start to see a car that has 2 kids in it, both 15, just driving down without their headlights on. So it said that you'll see this car without their headlights on, and you could start flashing them, and they won't pay you any mind. So you'll try turning around to go and follow them, but once you turn around, they're gone. That's
pretty wild, actually.
That's because there was a car accident in 1996, or 1997, June 1997. 3 kids died in a car accident. 2 cars were going down. One was going 25 miles an hour, and one of them was going 70 miles an hour. The one that was going 70 miles an hour tried to overtake the 25 mile an hour person. They lost control, and they ended up slamming into both cars, veering them off to the side rail and blowing them straight off the bridge, about 80 feet.
Oh, that's tragic.
So they say that you will see the young 2 between the ages of 11 to 17 in a car, in a Toyota Corolla, just going as fast as they possibly can without their headlights on.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty intense. I actually did not know the backstory on that. So.
And if you want to look into more on the massacre, it is the Sand Creek Massacre that happened at this grounds.
Yeah, so I have to take a look at that too. All that sounds like, it's all very interesting. Part of American history and also part of Colorado's history. And you gotta appreciate that history because that's where we came from. And little tragedies like that, that's what makes history. I'm interested in learning more about that, and what you told me, it's already piqued my interest.
Yeah, and it's a very interesting place. You can see there's a whole bunch of drone flyovers of the third bridge, and it's just, you look at it and it's a very, very secluded yet round and square area that has one road that connects out to it, but you see this during the day and it just kind of looks like an open green field, something you would expect a cattle to graze on. But I guess at night it's a completely different story. It's just completely dark and ominous, and you can hear things in the background. Accounts of 2 different murderers, the Sand Creek murderer or massacre, and then also the Hunt Gate family murders massacre as well. The Hunt Gate massacre was in Box Elder Creek, which is the second bridge going towards Third Gate Bridge. Father Nathaniel with his wife Ellen and 2 daughters were all massacred out at Third Bridge. Now, it was part of the attack on the Indians in November 29th, 1964. So 2 separate massacres, all within 2 years of each other, that happened in this one place, now haunts the remains of there in an ominous matter. So
that was wild.
Yeah. So Mason, how does it feel to be 21?
Being in the Army, and trade out, kind of train and drink, unfortunately. But it's just another number, it's another age, another year.
Are you starting
So,
to get excited about like adult things?
what you mean by that?
So I was looking through their Facebook the other day, and I saw an ad for Best Buy, and it was like 75% off all refrigerators, and I almost lost my shit. I sit there going through, looking through every single refrigerator, thinking maybe I should get a new refrigerator.
I haven't been able to do that yet since I still live in barracks, so I live by those restrictions. But I do get a little excited when I see carpet or pillows and little shit like that.
Did you say carpet?
Yeah, I got like little carpet I put my feet on. So.
Do you splurge on carpet? Are there like stores you go to just to go and sample different forms of carpet?
No, I just pick something that looks good for the room. I get it, and once I move to another base, I'll probably just throw that carpet away. Because we got hard floors here, and they get dirty as shit every day.
Oh, I know that. I have hardboard floors too, and they are the worst things in the world. If you don't mop them every day, especially if you have a dog, there will be hair everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's never fun. Do not like that. But are you excited to get new things once you actually are out of here? Are you, once you get out of the military, you're going to try getting into either a house or an apartment, correct?
Correct. By the time I get out, I should be married, so I'll probably have my own house at that point.
When are you thinking about trying to, do the thing?
Get married?
Well, at least just pop the question. Did you already propose yet?
Not yet. I'm thinking about doing it after I'm done with my training here before going. Once I go home, or if I'm able to go home before my duty station, I can get married to my girlfriend back home.
Because you're on year 2 of your 4, right?
No, I'm still on year 1 because I moved forward. So and I'm on because I've technically been in 6 months. So.
Are you still going to be able to graduate even though everything is going on? They're still keeping your guys' graduations?
Yeah, I'll be able to graduate. I'll probably be considered NX once I'm done with training. Until I have to leave to go to my duty station. My report date is August 30th.
Where are you hoping to get reported at?
I already got my orders, and I'll be going to Fort Campbell in Kentucky.
Fort Campbell.
Campbell.
Fort Campbell. And is she comfortable making that trip out there?
I don't know. I haven't asked her.
Well, I guess you said that's in 6 months, right?
Yeah, that's all in August, so I'll be waiting.
Well, if it's in August, it's in 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. But I've been in the Army for 6 months. So.
Well, when that happens, you're going to have to give me a call back, come back on the show, and we'll have to do an update to where we're at.
I mean, I can give you a call, like in a few weeks too, if you'd like.
We'll have to do an update, see where you're at. You'll have to go around and see if you can find me some ghost stories around that place.
I'll see what I can find.
So, I guess the thing that you're looking forward to the most after coming back is, I guess, getting married, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Is there anything else that you're really excited to try doing?
Once I'm done with the Army, I'm definitely looking to get into video game design, making video games because that's my dream job.
What do you have any concepts going through your head already?
Like qualms, like things that are stopping me.
No. Like, do you have any concepts of games going already?
Games,
like,
yeah, but I have like a few. but we'll definitely work on them. But yeah, a few. Most of them be RPG based, player choice, and all that. So,
So you used to do Dungeons and Dragons out here all the time, right? You every week you were
yeah.
going up to Arvada to go and play Dungeons and Dragons with your friends?
I didn't go to Arvada. I went to Travis's old house
Oh yeah, in
back in
Aurora.
Aurora. Yeah, I didn't want to make that trip all the way to Arvada. So
I
that
feel
was
you.
2 hour drive, and I was not about to do that.
I feel you, especially since I'm, farther than you guys are.
Yeah.
Have you been trying to seek out any like role playing game clubs in your like community?
Mm, no, we don't technically have clubs, but I do know of a group here that is good session, and one of the guys needed help, like helping the new people get into it, and I told him that I had dual experience in it, and pretty much I stuck around, helped them make their characters, and I kind of just did my own thing and didn't come back. I'm not trying to get back into D&D. It's very time consuming.
Especially
In my
not while
opinion.
you're in the middle of being in the military, right?
Correct.
Yeah, because that just seems like a whole lot of hoopla to me.
Mm-hmm. I
Oh.
mean, it is possible to do, but I don't know, probably wouldn't do it.
You'd rather just meet up on a gaming platform so you guys can just hang out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
play
that
some video
seems to
games
be
and
everybody's
stuff like that.
prefer.
Yeah.
Like you can see, I added you into the Campfire Thought Discord, and you can tell my friend just wants me to start gaming with him now.
Yeah.
And in the DMs, he's been talking to me about trying to get on like some type of D&D because he wants to do a D&D sesh, but he's like, I need people to do it with.
I mean, he does need people to do it with, but if it's just you and somebody else, it's probably not just gonna be fun. It's probably gonna be boring to you.
Well, I've been thinking about trying to get into a D&D podcast where we try doing it over Discord, but that's still in the works. I also have, that cooking channel, the Midnight Kitchen, that I'm working on currently.
Yeah, I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, did you check out the Cinco de Mayo special?
Yeah, I just followed it this morning, then I went back to bed.
See, that's a
Yeah.
true friend.
I was like, man, I'm tired, so I went back to bed. Yeah, but I did see that you did do that though.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm trying to branch out. I'm not entirely sure of the place that we work together is going to be open after all of this.
I mean, it's a very popular bar, man. Let's be honest here. It's pretty popular.
Yeah, but
Still,
they they sold they sold it. They sold the
really?
building at least.
I didn't know that.
So I don't know if they said that they went in and they like took all their equipment and said they're going to go to find a new place, but I've also reached out to them with a menu that I made for them, but they never hit me back up about it.
Hmm, interesting. Because I actually enjoyed working there, you know. So, we'll sad to see you go.
Yeah, I kind of would like to know that I have some job security.
Yeah, that too.
But, YouTube's also something that I've been wanting to do for years. I've been cooking for so long that I guess it's just finally time that I start putting it into play. Did I tell you that I'm currently building up a portfolio with YouTube so I can apply to be a private chef?
No, you didn't tell me that, but that sounds very interesting and good on you to explore your new avenues. So
especially since, if I do that, I can actually start getting into that whole cannabis chef thing that I told you, where I go to people's houses, they can hire me on for weddings and anniversaries and dinners, just to go and cook them cannabis food.
Right there sounds interesting already.
So I know you've been listening to a lot of rap, but have you also been listening to metal lately?
I have been. I haven't found anything like super new, but let me see if I can pull up anything I've recently got into. I've been listening to more Plot in You, so they have a lot of great songs that I've been enjoying.
Plot in You is always nice.
Yeah. I found a new favorite song by them.
What would that be?
That would be The Devil's Contract.
The Devil's Contract. Is that another one of those ones that's kind of like I Feel Nothing?
No, it's harder than I Feel Nothing. It is, let me pull up the lyrics and I'll read them off to you. They're a bit on the darker side of the spectrum. Wait a minute.
Well, have you ever heard of the band Mosaic?
I have, but I haven't actually listened to any of their songs, unfortunately. But I've seen their name, and I haven't had a chance to listen to anything by them.
So, for those that don't know, Mosaic is a Colorado band. They're based out of Denver. They're very nice. I know the vocalist personally. Me and him tried to start a band together. Due to scheduling, it just conflicted and we kind of fell apart. But that's neither here or there.
Yeah.
But I'm going.
I do like that sometimes.
I'm going to try playing this, and to make it so that you can hear it as well. I am sorry if I blow up your ear. I'm going to try also getting the permission so I can put this into the video as well, because this is a form of dad metal that I can actually get behind. And I'm not saying that because this guy's my friend. You know how there's some dad metal that you're just like, wow, this goes hard. This is nice.
Yeah. Kind of what is it? Like Slipknot. I consider Slipknot dad metal.
Yeah, with that I guess
that new album there.
How do we define dad metal?
I'd say 2000s new metal. You got bands like Disturbed, Korn, Godsmack, Slipknot, fucking, Metallica. That's a big one.
Yeah, all those ones. So is it defined by the sound that they make, or is it the vocalist makes, or is it the sound that the music is? The sound the guitar and drums make.
I would say the sounds of the guitar and drums, because if you listen to metal now, you definitely hear more double bass, and and dad metal more or less has a little more rhythm to it.
Very true.
And that kind of metal is the metal that most guys can get behind, and it's stomp your feet to.
So I'm going to play Mosaic song Dad Rock for us. So I'm going to try playing this. Like I said, I'm sorry if this blows up your ears. How was that?
I can barely hear it, but I'm sorry that I can hear that.
So that was Mosaic, Dad Rock. Were you able to hear any of that?
I heard spots of it, but from what it sounds like a very solid song. Sounds like a traditional, metalcore, tipping the edge of new metal.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for new metal to make a resurgence because when I was born, new metal is like the shit. And that's what I grew up listening to.
Sorry, phlegm in my chest. But yeah, I feel like with the eras of music that we have gone through, new metal is bound to come back again, since we go through waves of reoccurring. Like, I noticed last year was a very big pop of death metal. Everyone was all about death metal and deathcore. In the 80s, everybody was all about black metal. So I feel like deathcore was just another rebranch of black metal.
Right.
So maybe instead of being a video game designer, you should also pick up guitar on the side.
I could do
that. Let's form a new metal band.
Sounds good.
I got a buddy. You remember Russ, right? From my I think it was episode 2 and episode 3.
Yep,
he plays the guitar too. Me and him actually had a band a little bit back.
Interesting. I kind of knew you because I know you did you did 2 band gigs.
The band-aids are behind me. I want to get back into playing the drums though. I just want to do it for fun.
You can always do it for fun. Man, you can even make a YouTube channel based off of that.
I could. I possibly could. I mean, there's I think it's Zach Austin on Instagram. That guy shreds. He just does a daily drum video on his Instagram story, and it's always, just insanely awesome.
Yeah. Sounds cool. I always like watching drummers go at it anyways, so.
And the collabs between all the people that you can get involved with on the YouTube scene, especially in the YouTube music scene. There's a whole bunch of, bassists and guitarists out there that are always producing something.
Yeah. We can make a YouTube band if you like.
It can be another Infant Annihilator. Be a MySpace band. And if you're wanting to look up the drummer I was talking about, it's Zach Austin Drums on Instagram. He uploads a video every day of him warming up or playing to a different cover song. He's also in a band himself. But I think it's time that we wrap up today's episode, my friend.
That sounds good.
Thank you for being on today. And everybody go and check out our new social medias. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook under Campfire Thoughts. You can email us at campfirethoughtspodcast@gmail.com. And please check out my cooking channel. It's Midnight Kitchen. You can also find me on Instagram under Midnight Hour Kitchen. I'm trying to upload stuff every week. I did a empanada video this week, and next week I'm going to be doing a sourdough video. It's going to be very delicious.
Sounds delicious.
You going to be coming back on some other time, Mason?
Yeah, I'll be down.
Sure, everybody would love hearing from you again.
I got nothing better to do. Just chilling out.
Alright. Well, everybody out there, stay clean, wash your hands, wear your masks, and be kind to one another. Thank you for listening.